before our break, before heading out to Pasadena, and we got after it. We had our 7 days of practice. Finished off today in full pads again. With 2-minute drill. Guys look sharp, look fresh, very physical. We gotta practice a lot of different looks and scenarios. There's certainly Wisconsin's a great football team. Very different than a lot of teams that we have played. There is some carryover, and that's good to know. But obviously, with a lot of time to prepare, you got to make sure that you dig deep in the film and find anything and everything that they've done against teams like us, so that we can prepare properly and be ready to play our best football.
Who is that? Are there games on film you watch where you say, "Hey, we're kind of like that opponent," and so you wonder if they'll do the same thing?
Absolutely. But you want to dig back, because I'm sure, like anybody else, with this much time, you dig back to the history of the coordinators. Similar games, similar opponents, to try to get your best feel for what they're going to do. Obviously, everyone has a base offense and defense, and the principles of those particular schemes will probably hold true, but at the same time, lots of time to create wrinkles and find areas where you can be exposed or have been exposed, and if you haven't fixed them, they'll show up again. And at the same time, spending an enormous amount of time on the fundamentals, on blocking and tackling, on securing the football, throwing and catching, playing with our pads down, our hands inside, playing with leverage. The typical stuff that we do during this time of year to try and improve as a football team.
Andy had said that this might be the best group of blockers with the line and their tight ends that you guys have faced, but just as an O-line guy, what have you seen from that group?
They're outstanding. They're as good as I've seen. They're big and they're physical, very well coached. They get on and they stay on blocks. They play with great pad level, they play with great hands. They understand how to block movements and pressures. They understand how to block extra guys coming in the box, how to adjust to pressures as they come. How to adjust protection calls as they see different looks as well. So there's nothing they haven't seen. There's such a wide variety of defenses that they play in their conference that present different challenges, and they seem to have just gobbled it all up.
Jordan faces a good center in Jake for a couple of years now, but how do you prepare him for a Biotis or a Remington Trophy winner?
Well, he was crowned that for a reason, deservingly so. We feel we have a guy that's just as worthy. So I think it's great for our guys. Iron sharpens iron mentality. Those guys have been going at it not for a week, not for a year, but for 3 years. And it's just an unbelievable opportunity. A team of this caliber, an offensive line like they have, a defense like they have, schematically. I think a lot of people underrate their skill players. They have guys that can stretch the field and run by you. Obviously, everyone knows about their running back. So hard to tackle, gets downhill, but also can run by you. Just a lot of different ways that they can get you on both sides of the ball and on special teams. Special teams, what stands out, they're so big. The bodies are so big that when they run down for coverage now, they'll knock you around pretty good. So technique and pad level and whatnot are really, really important. I don't think Coach Phil could get us much bigger between now and game time. So technique is going to be at a premium.
Do you feel like you set a foundation of this last week? I mean, you feel okay about where you're at going into this little break?
We do. I thought that they used their 1 week break to get their bodies back, but also to lift and run and stay in good condition, good physical condition. And then right away this week, we were smart. We spaced it out, but we also loaded them up with contact when we needed to have contact, and working the principles of both sides of the ball in the trenches, which I think sometimes people shy away from at this time of year. With a week off, we felt that we had enough time to get after it and at the same time recover with a couple more days off before we meet in Pasadena.
Do you give you guys some homework?
A lot of homework all the time. Yes, we are that teacher. We are that teacher that's like, you think you're going to have some time off, and no, but they have a workout plan with them, a fundamentals and technique plan with them as well as test tips and reminders that go with them, so that we want them to spend time with their families and never get too far away from football. When we arrive there, it's going to be hit the ground running. There's several unbelievable events that we have to that we're going to take part in, which we're honored to do so, but that also shrinks your time. And what you don't want is to have your focus and concentration altered as you prepare for a great opponent.
How have these extra practices helped the guys that are redshirting or scout team players for next year?
Well, we scrimmage those young guys at the end of 3 of those practices, and a lot of them got multiple opportunities to prove themselves. So you may see an extra 3 or 4 guys on special teams that you haven't seen yet, or that you have seen earlier in the year, because they proved themselves. It's amazing when the quarter's over and there are no academic responsibilities. It's like everyone gains 15 pounds of muscle, runs faster, and focuses better. It's a lot like camp, without having to go through the exact rigors of camp. And we also spent a lot of time together doing some off-site activities, going to a Portland Trailblazer game, and where else did we go? We had a couple things. I think we didn't paintball enough this time. Basketball game, we did a bunch of stuff and a lot of eating. We do a lot of eating around here, so as you can tell, we're busting at the seams with some of our coaches are, me included.
Decision on Mike as of yet?
Not yet, but it's coming soon. And as you saw, he practiced, and he was practicing full go. We put a red jersey on him so he doesn't get tackled to the ground. He wouldn't be cleared unless he was really close to doing so. So we're hopeful for good news because he's certainly a guy that can help us.
CJ said he's coming back next year, and I'm sure that had to thrill you. But on top of it, speak to that. But who has submitted for NFL Draft, the College Advisory Committee?
Well,
I'm guessing your corners and Jordan would be.
Yeah, we have Jordan, guys like Austin, guys like Diamador and Thomas have submitted, and that's once we get the information, we provide that information for them to help them make the best decision for them and their future, which they've been great about. As a team, we always make it an agreement, have an agreement before the season starts to make sure that we will always discuss that after our responsibilities of the season are taken care of. The guys have held true to their word, we hold true to our word together, and that way we can provide them with the right stuff. As you know, this time of year gets really noisy. I'm surprised you don't have your own mock draft. Everybody else has their mock draft up, So, but I'll be looking for it. I'm sure it'll be up by the end of this afternoon.
Everybody else expected to be on the trip, and everybody else is healthy?
Yes, sir.
Nobody been injured in practice in the last
no,
week or so?
I don't think so, unless something happened today that I missed. Everybody's good. Randazzo's been practicing full go. It's good to have him out there again. Dawson's not back yet. Dawson will be back in the springtime. Mike has been full go. Trying to think who else. Am I missing somebody?
Any chance of somebody like Cam or Adrian?
Well, Cam will not be ready.
Yeah.
Adrian won't either. Now they are on schedule to be here for the spring. Cam's already running up to 15, 16 miles per hour, so he's getting close. And we're really proud of his progress, and we're glad that we took the course of action we did. So he's going to be ready to be a big-time player for us next year. And we feel the same about Adrian. I know it's frustrating for those guys, but they've held close. Now Lance and JR have been practicing full tilt. Now they're probably not ready to help us schematically, but they've done a great job on the developmental squad. As has Devin Williams, who is really part of this signing class as well. He actually now has a scholarship towards this year. He's part of the 25 that we can sign. So aside from that, no, I think we're good.
You couldn't talk about Ashford on Wednesday now that he's gone through compliance. What was the decision of signing a second quarterback? And he's completely different, I think, from everyone else you have in the room.
Well, you know what? He is and he isn't. I mean, he's a special player. We think the entire class is loaded with special players. And we feel that we really have to up the competition in that room. I mean, Oregon's always been really good when that room has had the right kind of guys with the right kind of mindset. He is that, comes from a great family, tremendous competitor, elite athletic ability and quarterback, arm ability. So, again, another great addition to the program.
Is he a summer guy? Because he's a baseball guy, and how much have you talked to him about the MLB draft? Because he's supposed to go pretty high, allegedly.
He's a good baseball player. He's a good baseball player. So we talked about playing baseball here in college as well. So we look forward to having him on campus.
That would be a possibility for him.
As long
Waz came in the room and.
Well, we're big on that. The good teams that I've been fortunate to be a part of always had dual sport competitors, as long as it doesn't interfere with football, right? It's exactly like the high school coach that battles a basketball coach and the track coach, right? When hey, it's my guy, But we want guys. There's something about competing, right? Whether it be on the track or in baseball, that's always healthy in terms of development. We encourage that if a guy legitimately can help that particular sport and at the same time not compromise our team.
There's teams around the country that are worried about. It's happened here before. Veterans maybe sitting out the bench. You're not dealing with that. You're not dealing with guys. Guys are happy to put draft decisions off and on the game. Coach Arroyo's here, so you're not dealing with a bunch of coaching turmoil. So what do you attribute the fact that there could be a lot going on right now, and yet everybody seems to be willing to just dial in on this one?
They've invested their heart and soul into this thing now. This is a really close football team and a really close staff, and it's been we are on a heck of a climb and still trying to climb. It means a lot to everybody, and here it's real. There are no false pretenses. There is no miscommunication as to where we stand and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. So, but yeah, I mean, we're open and honest about that. If a guy's ever to not want to play, that's always somebody's choice. I don't necessarily agree with it unless it's something that's just I don't know. I'd have to see this arrow, but the guys that are going to play are going to be the ones that are going to be on the plane. And as of right now, we don't have anybody.
There were some reports previously about Keith and his potential interest in or pursuit by Marcus to him. There's also been reports since that it looks like Marcus is going in another direction. Keith is obviously on the road recruiting. Can you speak to Keith's future? Will he be staying at this point?
Yeah, we feel he's going to be here, and I feel that way about all our coaches. We have really good coaches, and I think every single year we're going to be faced with the same stuff, right? People are going to want to come get a little bit of, what you do, like the secret sauce, right? How come things are going really well? So I think it's a compliment, right? I mean, they're coming to get you because you're doing poorly or because you're doing well. So let's say on that good side of that line, right? And no, but you know what? Our guys, so our philosophy is always help guys elevate in their career from within the program, and if it happens where they receive an opportunity that might change their career path, trajectory, or lifestyle, always on board to help a guy out. We just feel that this is the best place in the country. There's always going to be an opportunity.
Andy had mentioned, and I think you mentioned it somewhere else, about Noah possibly playing Wildcat quarterback at some point. How much do you really think he can do that here? And two, you guys didn't run a lot of that, so does that indicate where you might be headed in your search?
I don't want to give game plans for next year yet. Okay, can Noah Sewell play without question? I watched that guy as a sophomore hurdle people playing that and running the ball, running power, running outside zone. I mean, this is not a 2-yard, 3-yard kind of back. This is a break it for 70 yards as he's running down the field, 255 pounds. So, yeah, can he do it? Absolutely. I wish we had him here now.
Very good. Thanks.